How's it going, guys? I'm going to be doing a review of the Gerber Curve multi-tool. Comes in this little blister packaging. So, from after owning this and checking it out online, supposedly there's 3 variants. You have this blue one, you have one that's gray, and you also have, from what I read, one that has this whole part that doesn't have any cutouts so you can engrave it, but I could not find anything like that. Yeah, the ones that say that's just from one review off of YouTube that I read, that I watched, and someone said that it has nothing, no space on it, just complete, so you can engrave it. When you look around, you can find just the gray ones that look exactly like this, except instead of blue, it's gray. So, yeah, I couldn't find any of those. It says Gerber right on the back. And if you're wondering about that, I cut myself last night. So, you got a few different tools on there. You got bottle opener, which can also act as a carabiner. Lanyard does not come on it. Has a fine edge knife, and all these tools are locking. You have your standard. You have your Phillips with the wood and metal file. And then you have little awl, which can also be used as a small standard screwdriver. So that's what it looks like with all the tools right there. All these ones are locking, but there are some drawbacks to this locking mechanism. If when this is locked and you start opening up another one, the lock is no longer engaged. So right here it's locked up, but when you start opening this one just a tad bit, the lock is no longer engaged. So that can be a concern for some people. Also a note that, sorry about that, that a lot of these edges, the corners on these, they're not really rounded off on the tool, so especially the awl, it's like really like pointy and sharp on the edge. So let's just say it rubs up against your finger when you're opening it or something, it will actually hurt. It'll scratch you too. So it's carrying this around for about like 2 to 3 weeks or about a month. Plain edge, takes a nice edge, it holds really well. It's decently thick. I want to see if the camera will focus. But it's decently thick. I want to say like about 1 millimeter. And I want to say sorry, I don't know why everyone wants to call me right now. And then it says curve on there, so it goes over the multi-tools name on there, so you know which one it is in case you like it and someone has it. Fine edge. We'll go over what Gerber says about this. So this one's obviously colored blue. It says the overall length when it is open is 3.5 inches, or when it's closed is 2.25 inches, which would give you a 1.25 inch blade, which the blade is the longest tool on this multi-tool. The weight, Gerber says it's 1 ounce. Gerber likes to be vague, so they say stainless steel. But with some little research around, I've seen that this is about, someone's noted that maybe the blade is 420 HC. Maybe find a different answer for that if you dig even more, but as far as like trying to just dig around, just get a general understanding of what you might be holding in your hand, I found 420 HC, which was like one of the fastest things that popped up, because when you search up Gerber curved steel, you're just going to find a whole bunch of websites trying to sell it to you and say stainless steel, and that does not help if you want to know the steel. It says fully locking outboard components, so like I showed you, all this stuff will lock open, but if you're trying to open it, the lock is defeated. You can lock all these open at once, and you can view the internal. And right there, that is basically a plastic thing that holds the lock, and there's a spring right in front of it. I hope this thing can actually focus for you guys. But if you see those coils, that's the spring. You can sort of see it right there, but yeah. So basically you pull it back, and this is the stop, and that part right there, that's the actual lock bar. I'm gonna call it a lock bar. And then once it's pulled back, your tools will be unlocked and you can close them. So when it's locked, you will see that you will have more space towards the carabiner side of the tool, just a tad bit more than the one facing forward where all the tools will lock in. And that will also be the same thing when it's closed. So it has Gerber on the back, tells you the maker's name, gives you a little thumb rest, and also the imprinting gives you a little bit of texturing to grip on. Ergonomic wise, it's okay. You can get a hot spot right here in this area on your hands, as well as where these little steps, the steps of the tools are. But I would recommend putting a lanyard on here just so you could retrieve it out of your pocket and get a little tad bit more grip on it. Normally I'm not a lanyard person, but on something small I will put it on there. Using the knife on cardboard, it did good work, but just use it for light utility cutting. It's not going to be a workhorse. It's not going to provide like excellent working output. Let's put it that way. So if it's not gonna work as good as a razor blade or any other bigger knife. It's actually gonna just like I said, really light utility work. It can be hard even if the blade is sharp to go through the cardboard. And the other tools, they work excellent. You can use, if you get a thicker slotted regular standard screw, you can actually put the Phillips in there too. The files work good. You could also use them to file down your nails. Nice spear point blade. You could also use the awl to clean your under your fingernails if you don't want to use the blade. The carabiner, I'll show you how that sits on my little prop. So it will go like this. You'll push it down, and then you will just lift up like that. You'll get underneath the lip of the cap of a bottle, not a flask, and lift up, and it will work. This knife actually is pretty decent. You could, I found the reviews and what people liked about it. Around the board, it's 3.5 to 4 stars around the internet. It's a pretty cheap multi-tool. It can be, because it has locking components, it can be a little bit better than a Victorinox, but Victorinox sort of has a little bit better steel, I would say, than this. They're semi about the same size, but you do get some other different tools that this doesn't offer. The Victorinox Classic SD is what I'm referring to. This little multi-tool, who it would be for, it would be for someone that's wanting to take a minimalist approach to their EDC or any gear that they want to carry. This would be like the very minimalist approach to little tools that you could carry. I mean, it has a knife and a whole bunch of other tools built in one. So if you're going to go backpacking or something and you want to have a little basic tools with you that's not going to take up, you don't want to carry a bigger Victorinox like the 98mm, you can actually take this in there. It's not going to have all the functions of it, but it's going to have some of the functions, and they also are going to be locking. And you also have that carabiner, which it'll attach nicely to your keychain, or it'll attach to, like, let's just say if you have like a zipper pull that could actually fit it. Where you could put it, yeah, your imagination is basically almost the limit. You can also rig it so you don't even need to use the carabiner. You could use like the lanyard, and you could put like a little string, and you could tie it onto something, and that way you can have it, and you could take it on and off without even needing to disengage the lanyard, and you could use, the carabiner, and you can use the carabiner bottle opener whenever. So you got a few different options, and who it's for, yeah, it's small and minimalist. Also, this could be like a good first or backup knife. Let's just say you got like a nice $80 knife or something like that. Let's just say you got a better, higher quality knife, and you like to keep your knives sharp. If it's not gonna be if you're not really gonna be actually needing that size of a blade, what you're gonna do, you could carry this around and use its small of a blade. You could keep it sharp, and that'll suffice, because why dull your blade when you could use this one and you could sharpen it? It's smaller. Unless you actually need a knife, then by all means use your main knife, but this one could be one that you could save your edge for. Save the edge of your primary knife. So roughly, you could get this knife, this multi-tool, not a knife, you could get this multi-tool from anywhere between like 11 to like 18 bucks roughly around the internet in different places. Picked this one up at Sports Chalet, and it was $12.99. They'll price match it, so if you find it for, like, I seen like one of the lowest ones while I was looking for the steel, maybe like $11.80 something. Yeah, you'll save $1 and like a nickel if you really want to do that. So you got a few different options, some different stores. My local sports store, I haven't seen that, but my local Sports Chalet had it. So yeah, that's pretty much the basics of this multi-tool. Minimalist approach is who would be more geared up to, or if you want to just have a backup little multi-tool, or just a little multi-tool with you, and you rather have a little bit more functionality than like a little classic SD Victorinox, I say this is for you. If you want to go and get like an actual multi-tool, and you want more functionality and you want better quality, by all means do not stop at this. This is not going to be for you. But if you are on the minimalist approach to your EDC, this may be something you might want to take a look at and examine a little bit more closer. I've used the blade, like I said, cutting boxes, tape, paper. It excels cutting through tape and paper and other things. As drawbacks, maybe some plastic straps or like zip ties, and trying to cut actually through cardboard. I'll actually use these knives just to actually like do more than what they're trying to do. I'll try to like put them to their limits, see what they could go to actually test them to tell you guys. But yeah, it's a nice little tool, but for 11 to 12 or even 18 bucks, if you're gonna spend 18 bucks, you might as well go buy a Victorinox. Unless you're actually really into collecting multi-tools, then pick this one up and every other one you like. But as far as that, what I'd recommend this, like I said, minimalist approach. If you're going to be trying to use this as a workhorse, this isn't going to be for you, and I wouldn't recommend that. What I'd say this is, I'd say this is like a 2.5 stars, because it can be better. Also, like comfortability wise, when all the other tools are closed, it's not really comfortable, and having all the other tools open so you can actually use the curve and like ergonomics of it will not really make your knife work. So maybe they could improve this. This tool can actually improve in different ways, including blade steel, but then it's not going to be an economy tool. So yeah, 2.5 stars to 3 stars is what I'll give this, like a 2.5 to 3 rating on a 5-point scale. So minimalist is who this is going to be appealing to, or someone backpacking wants a light tool that they can also have in their bag, where they'll be carrying some of their other tools with them, or they're gonna have something nearby. But by all means, even if, like I'm saying, this isn't recommended for what you're gonna be using, by all means you can always test it. I'm pretty sure like they'll take it back. I mean, I know Sports Chalet will take them back. Some stores will actually take them back too. Maybe not online stores, but you can also use it to get a feel for it. So if it may be something that you're interested into because of the size and the functionalities that it offers, by all means try it out. You may like it. I like it, but like I said, it can get better. And cutting through cardboard was knocked off some points for me. And this was actually a present from my girlfriend. She got it for me because I actually liked the way it looked and I wanted it. So as far as that, yeah. So let me try to cut a little bit of paper for you before I take this off. This is where it is. It's semi-dull near the tip because I was using it to cut through the cardboard, mainly on the belly right here. So we'll try. So if I get it on the dull parts, it will actually drag or fold it over like in certain spots, especially right there. But you could see what you're getting and trying to do like a quick cut. You'll actually have to push down way more. Let me try to like run over really quick to get envelope paper. Let's see what this does. So it cuts pretty decent. For a knife, it's semi-dull. Pretty alright. Let me see right here. Got a cardboard box here. So we'll just so cutting wise, you could expect some results differing from ranging from like something like this, like more of a cut than to a pull tear to a nice cut, to like something that's gonna be like a so cutting to like a cut pull to like more of a pulling rip is what you can generally think that you're gonna experience with this sort of cutting in cardboard. Paper, by all means, yes, it's gonna cut through. Let's try through this little plastic really quick. Let me get this plastic out then. You can push cut the plastic. So that's what you're gonna get. This one was actually the push cut on this side. And I'm sorry that it's clear. I know it's kind of crappy to see. It's even crappy over here on the camera. So yeah, some more cardboard. And this has not been sharpened at all since I last used it. I haven't sharpened it for about a week or so, and I've been using it. It still holds up its edge pretty good, but like I said, 2.5 points to 3 needs improvement. I like it because I like different things and I like spending money, but yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope some of you weren't discouraged. I hope some of you got some better information on this knife, and maybe the cut showings on that I showed you may or may not help with like the plastic because it's clear. But as far as, like I said, it still cuts pretty alright with it being semi-dull in the belly area. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.